Hello everybody of the Let's Play community, I am the Blind Swordsman and welcome back to Let's Play Kirby and the Forgotten Kingdom. Last episode we did finish off the game. We did some stuff to finish off the game and I'm glad that y'all bugged me. I knew everybody would bug me about this, is that this particular game has like its own ending with it. I am fast forwarding because we're going to get through all the levels in this episode, and yeah, just a little bonus episode just to show off the best ending. I probably could have made this like the finale. I probably could have done this by myself, because what I was going to do is get all the star bit things over there. You have to get a certain amount of them to get to the final level, and I just didn't really feel like doing that, so I'm going to turn the volume down. This thing is loud. It's a little crazy how loud it is. But yeah, a lot of the level design is actually stuff we've seen before, so that's why I'm fast forwarding it. I mean, I probably could have just done this by myself and, you know, not shown this, but it literally is just the same level design as before. Like, you even see right here. I missed on a couple of things here, which sucks, but it is what it is. It's hard to really get everything in there just because you have to make sure that you're good to go on certain things like this, but yeah, I mean, it's not really a big deal. You don't to get the best ending, you don't have to collect all of them. Mainly you'll probably want to collect like 40 or 50, like 40-ish throughout each of the levels. I'm also collecting the little star piece things because those things make it a lot easier to upgrade stuff. I had some trouble with the bosses because the bosses are actually like way more difficult. Well, especially this guy. This guy has like a way different pattern. He's a lot smarter, and so yeah, it is what it is. Though I mean, I take care of it eventually, and then we go from there. This actually showcases the final boss, and I actually did beat the final boss in a couple of attempts. Which the weird thing about the final boss that you're going to see coming up soon is that the phases get easier and easier, I feel like, as it goes on. Like, the first phase is the hardest, whereas the final phase of the game, like the final boss's phase, is the hardest, or the easiest. Which is weird because we're going to be seeing an old friend from there. And I might actually stream some of the extra stuff with Kirby and the Forgotten Kingdom that we could do later. That's in oh, what's it called? What's the place called? That's in like the Waddle Dee town. I'm not gonna do that now though. But yeah, it's just like and this, like, some of these levels have just take me forever just because they're like so much harder than the other levels and they're so much longer. And so that's why, again, like, I wanted to make sure that I did this fast forwarded, because I'm not going to sit here for a 2-hour episode. And I don't even think it would make 2 hours. I think it would be 3 or 4 episodes, 3 or 4 hour episodes. So I'm not going to do that. I just want to get done with it. So yeah, plus if I'm like holding still, I don't really have to edit it. And that's the thing. I just don't like editing post-commentary parts, and I just don't like doing post-commentary parts. It's just not fun. But when you fast forward it, it just makes it easier because you get progress done. You don't really have to do too much editing, and the things you're talking about people can see on screen, and it just makes things a lot easier. One thing you'll notice when going through these levels, if you get every star, Elfin will tell you that you've gotten every star for that area and that you need to move on. See, she just did it right there. And then you can move on, and it's swelsies. Yeah. I do appreciate people telling me, hey, like, it's not over, there's another ending to it, which I think is actually a pretty good ending to the game, because a lot of the endings in Kirby are a lot like this, except this, I think, is a little bit more intricate and better. Like, I don't know, there's something about Kirby and the Forgotten Land that is just super good, and in some ways better than like a lot of the other Kirby games for some reason. So I take this guy out pretty easily, no problem. Chain bomb is actually super effective on him. And actually do upgrade my bomb because you can actually get, and you're going to see it at the end of the game, not only can you get super bomb, but you can get super bomb that has like homing properties. And it's just really nice to take on with the final boss. Like, I don't know. I don't know if it's like, because it's weird. I see a lot of people playing these games, and I feel like I use the most unconventional strategies, like flipping Kirby in the Kirby Superstar. I always use the I used to use stone, which was a good, actually decent strategy, but then I found out that like spark, or not spark, but plasma was a lot better to use. So yeah, it's just, it is what it is, and a lot of people just don't use those things, so it just is what it is. Oh dang it, I keep dying, man. I kind of suck at these parts, but that's why I have the shooter McShooter, so that like guys like this I can just dodge super easy. And then yeah, and then I don't know why I got rid of my thing for sword, because sword just wasn't gonna cut it against these guys. Hammer is actually pretty good against Wild Frosty, which is really weird, but yeah. Yeah, but again, it's like, I don't know why I switched out, because it seemed like the one was more effective than the other one, so I just don't understand what I'm doing there. Yeah, and then this, you just want to switch back and forth so that you don't get hurt and that you can get some of the stuff. So yeah, some of the level design's different. Like, this is way different than what we saw in one of the levels, and I don't think we even saw anything like this, so... And you have to fight Waddle Dee, which the Waddle Dees in this particular like part are insane. Like, they're some of the hardest Waddle Dees in the series, in my opinion, which is good. I feel like they give Waddle Dee like he literally is the easiest final boss in like gaming history, really. Like, if you play Kirby's Dreamland, I mean, he is super easy. I remember, like, that was one of the first games I beat on the Game Boy. It was just because he's so easy. And people are like... And I've tried to play the hard mode version of that. I probably should at some point. Not necessarily... Probably to redo it. Like, I probably need to redo that LP. Maybe just do, like, a 2-episode LP of it. Or something, because people are like, yeah, you could do 1 episode. No, I'm gonna, if I do anything, I do 2 episodes, just because 2 episodes would be so much better to have, just because it's less time, less render time, all that other stuff. It would just make things a lot better, a lot more smooth. You know, again, it is what it is, man. It is what it is. So yeah, but yeah. Like you can see here, the level design is very similar to a couple of levels in like World 4 or 5, I think, is what it is. And it's just, yeah, it's a lot of the same. Like, the thing is like, it's just a lot of the same levels. So again, it's just not something I was like, oh, I want to play this over again. I remember practicing and being like, oh man, I don't know if I want to do that. You know what I mean? So, but yeah. We're getting close to the end of this level, which I like these kind of levels just because they have like the mall things, and the mall things are actually fun levels to go through, and they're interesting. Like, the malls are very interesting, which I like the malls in the first world the best, just because they feel like an actual mall, or this just feels like the back offices of the mall. So yeah, super easy to get through. Not really like too much danger, especially with the floating mechanics. And I've always felt like Kirby was super easy like that, where you can kind of manipulate how far you go based on your based on how you fly. So yeah, now we get the nice fiery breath because we have to light our way through this. I think we're almost through this level, if I'm not mistaken, and I very well could be. I'm usually not way mistaken on it, but coming to here. Oh yeah, I was practicing fighting him, but he's actually much different than he was before. But yeah, he's actually way easier, actually, especially since I know how to dodge. So yeah. And then I think we go to the next level, which is basically, I think, like the second to last level or the last level before we head to the final boss, which the final boss is super, super easy. Like I said, it took me a few tries, but it's actually not one of the harder Kirby bosses, especially like the final part of it, which I'm not going to spoil it for you. We'll get into that when we get to that. I hate that, like, my commentary's been, like, you know, a little dull. I apologize. It's just, again, I'm not, like, the biggest fan of doing post-commentary recordings. It's just never been my thing. Never will be my thing. Like, people I've said, or I've heard really like post-commentary Let's Plays over, it's just like a certain crowd, like post-commentary Let's Plays over live commentary Let's Plays. And like, I don't get that, because unless you're Clement, I mean, like, it's just not fun to really have. You know what I mean? Because like live commentary is like anything can happen. This, I already know what happens. You know what I mean? It's just like, that's the best part of the hobby, is like you never know what's gonna happen when you push the record button. So like even like example SGB, like they played Far Cry 5, I think. And there was just like this insane moment I've never seen before, and I still haven't seen an insane moment like that since, where they literally just insane bullcrap happens, and it's kind of nifty. It's kind of fun to see, like, because you know at that point, like that's how Let's Plays are, you know what I mean? Just like, you never know what's gonna happen. So this is the worst Waddle Dee, probably the hardest Waddle Dee I think in Kirby's history. Just because the first half isn't like horrible, but the first half you want to focus on like not taking hits. If you take too many hits, you're not really going to survive the second half, because the second half he has like crazier attacks than even the first half, which I thought was weird. That he had like so many good attacks. But yeah, again, it is what it is. But yeah, see, I'm not gonna beat him here. Which I tried to like change it to hammer, and then I tried like a couple of other things which didn't work. There were times like I actually like just quit the level to try it again, but who knows. But yeah, we carry on, and it just takes me a few attempts just because it's so difficult. The main thing that I tried was just taking off my abilities, and tried that, and I actually did a lot better, because it's easier to dodge when you don't have abilities. Because the thing is like when he lands right there, he's taking away half of the freaking arena. The only thing that's hard is when he sends out his cronies. When he sends out his cronies, that's when it gets kind of difficult. But I'm trying to like fight him, and it's really getting kind of difficult to do that. So what I do instead is wait for him to get tired, and then I hit him, and I somehow beat him with like no health left. So now we can head back, and this is we've actually beaten all the levels now, so now we can head in and do that. And I actually got coins for my effort, which was weird. I don't know why. Yeah, I sprint right through this. I don't know why I made this cutscene fast forwarded. Oh, probably because I sucked at it. Like, I was really bad at this. And then we'll just go through and do it. But basically, you fight Forgo Leon, which is way difficult. And he's actually kind of creepy, I'm not gonna lie. Like, it's kind of like kind of an unsettling boss fight, especially when he gets taken over, because he's a lion, so like his screams are really like scary a little bit. But that's why I got the homing one, just so that I can home in on him quicker, and then when I get to like points where he like falls down in exhaustion, I can just spam the bomb and hit him with it. But yeah, I don't know what the heck I'm doing here. Huh? Did I just put something in here I didn't mean to? I did, didn't I? Hold on a second. Okay, so now we can head back to the level here. I didn't mean to do that, I'm sorry. So I think now we'll just look at the cutscene for realsies, so I'll be quiet here. Oh no, I just skipped it. Okay. Okay. So I picked bomb because, like I said, the homing bomb like this is just so much better to do because you could stay far away from him and you can send the bombs off to attack him. So, I mean, it's just more beneficial for you to do that than to not do that. Also, if the bombs get close, you can always have like the big like explosion go after them, like after enemies, which is super nice. But yeah. And there's that. That's one of the harder attacks to dodge. I don't think I'm going to talk during the cutscenes because I gotta get back when I'm done with this. So, and I just don't have time to do that. So yeah, like this, boom, took so much health off of him. If you can get that consistently with this bomb, I mean, you'll be good to go. Like right here. See now, like the best part is when he doesn't move, and then you can throw the bomb there. But I mess up so much on here. I'm just not good at this game. Like, I don't know what it is, man. I'm just, like, terrible at this freaking game for some reason. But, yeah, now you can spam this stuff. And if you get lucky, you can hit him with the bomb explosions again. So, yeah, like that. Yeah, it's easier when you kind of figure out the pattern with them, which is not that. Don't do that. I recommend always with those, you could jump if you want to, if you get far enough to the side, you can always do that, but I always recommend just to not do that and just to jump. But we're going to get him down to his next form here in just a second, so there we go. And I skipped that because I was like, heck to this, I just want to beat it. I don't really care. Yeah, like listen to him, dude. Like it's just kind of like creepy how he sounds, like for reals. And I think it's just because he's getting taken over by the spirit thing, which is like, I don't know, Kirby's never been like dark necessarily. Like it's had like darker elements, especially like some of the enemies like trying to take over Dreamland and stuff. But like this is like crazy to me. You know what I mean? Like it's one of the crazier boss fights I've ever seen. Like in any game, and like this is a children's game, you know what I mean? Yeah, this end piece would have scared me as a kid. Like it was kind of unsettling playing it because he was going and I was playing it late at night and stuff. It's like, yeah, it's just scary, dude. Like a little bit. Like listen to him. You know what I mean? It's bad. But yeah, we'll eventually get him down to beat him. I actually do beat the third phase on my first try, getting to the third phase. And I remember this is one of those, like, I don't know what it is, but when I'm recording stuff, okay, one more try. And then it actually happens. Still hasn't happened with Octopath Traveler, but yeah, if anybody's seen the final boss for Octopath Traveler, it's insane. And I don't know when I'll be done with that. I'm literally at this point, like, I'm just going to spam hit him because I'm sick of fighting him. Because you get him down to this, and now this little buddy guy will try to help him, but he stands in place a lot more. So it's just super easy to take care of. And he also, like, changes his pattern a little bit, which isn't, like, super crazy, but he does change the pattern. Gotta, you know, gotta check that part out, you know what I mean? So now we can go ahead and spam a little bit. And I'm just trying now just to spam to get him. But it's, yeah, it's really kind of a difficult, daunting task to do. Like, no, I need that. Because I would totally recommend taking this to the third phase. It just makes it so much easier. Yeah, it's a version of Meta Knight, which, you know, I think this Meta Knight's pretty cool. This part of the fight takes me a while, just to let you know, just because it is just like, I'm trying to like stay away from him so I don't get hit too much, because you don't get heals throughout the fight. You just kind of have to go with the flow, which sucks. I mean, and the problem is with bomb, and this is the problem with the strategy I had with like Kirby Superstar when I used rock, like when I used stone, because stone was effective, don't get me wrong, but like it just took forever to fight marks. And so what I usually did with marks, the reason why I changed it is because plasma just makes it so much faster. And I just don't know if there's like a strategy really that I could change with this guy, because I like staying away from any, like when I play like a lot of other games now, I'm more offensive. Like if I play Zelda, you know, I'm gonna go for the higher attack strength. Or if I play like an RPG, I'm usually trying to go for attack and less health now. Because like heck, even I think it was the Paper Mario, the 1,000-Year Door, there was a point where I was like way weak on health, but I had like a ton of attack strength. And that's because like I wanted to ensure that my power was good. And also like Super Mario RPG, I mean, I'm always trying to get power in that game and not emphasize so much on health. But Kirby games, I tend to be more defensive and try to, you know, make sure that I'm like not dying in these fights. It's just hard not to do, man. It's just hard not to get hit, because a lot of the copy abilities really do dictate that you get close to the enemy. And so like for this strategy, I had to figure out a strategy that would not get me close to the enemy and would do a significant amount of damage. This is really the only way. And the problem is like unless he stands still, which he never does, you're not going to be doing too much damage, which really kind of sucks. Like, see, he'll take damage from those guys, but like I need like the explosion to happen, and that's what I was trying to go for, like right here. But even when he gets the explosion, he's just got so much defense that like it's super hard to fight him with it. And so a lot of this fight now I have to be like more careful than ever with it. So but yeah, that's about it. I mean, that's really it. I mean, you just kind of dodge him, throw your bombs, run around the arena, and that's it. The other guy, I feel like I had to explain more just because he's a lot harder. Like I said, you know, the final phase is not nearly as hard as the first couple phases of the final boss. And I feel like the final boss that we fought in the last episode was way easier than this. And I hate that in Kirby games. Like, the only example I could think of where the final boss wasn't harder than the second to last boss was like Kirby 64, because Kirby 64, like the final boss of that is way easier than the other one. I struggled with like I beat Kirby, got the bad ending when I was a kid. I remember struggling with that boss pretty hardcore, but this one, no man, it's easy. This final phase is actually easier than the is actually harder than the first phase, or the bad ending boss, which I just wish Kirby would stop doing that. Like, I wish Hal would stop doing that. Like, just let me get all the Waddle Dees or something, and then just there you go, you got the ending. Don't make me go into, oh yeah, and then he gets a little more difficult, which isn't really that bad. I mean, you just gotta move around a little more. It's not a big deal. Like right here, just gotta jump. His strategies are really, really predictable, which I think is why he's so easy. You know, it's, again, it just is what it is. I'm not gonna complain too hard about it. And then, yeah. And then he hits you with that, and I was almost screwed here. I was like, oh no. I don't know how I beat this guy. Like, my heart was racing the whole time. somehow got away from him. And then, yeah. I mean, it's, again, like I said, it's not the hardest thing in the world, but like, yeah, when you've got reverse controls and you're going as hard as you can at him, I mean, it gets concerning at some points. So, there we go. I mean, that's what you want. You want him to be standing like that in place and then have the big explosions come after him. But I was literally just like, okay, I gotta dodge him and then make sure that I have adequate bombs out there to chase him, just so that we can get damage off on him. And then there's this again. I don't know how he didn't hit me there. Like, there were a couple times I was like, how did he not hit me? Like, I'm not complaining, but it's like, how? Like, I'll take it, but how did he not hit me? You know what I mean? It's bad. The times I'm like, oh no, he's gonna get me, and somehow he doesn't. But yeah, I don't know what else to talk about, really. How's your day? No, I'm just kidding. I don't know what else really to talk about. I mean, this is it. I mean, this is the boss. You gotta dodge, you gotta run, you gotta throw bombs, and then that's literally how I beat the guy. So, and I just, at this point, I'm trying to stay as far away as I can from him, because like, I can't have that happen again. If I got hit, if I would have got hit, I would have been so done, which would have been so sad. So I was so close. I was like, I think this was like 1 o'clock in the morning when I finished this, or something like that. It was pretty late, and I was just like, I gotta go to bed and all that stuff, but I gotta get this done. So I was trying to get this done and Octopath Traveler, but like, no. Octopath Traveler pisses me off. That final boss is a joke. Like, not a joke as in like, oh, it's easy. It's one of the most difficult bosses I've ever fought in a game. But I think I figured something out, so I think at some point, hopefully after Breath of Fire, we can go ahead and get back to that. So, and then, yeah. Because I think I'm not taking 2 weeks off of a break until like the final LP of this year, which I gotta tell you is I was looking forward to that LP, and after practicing it, because I'm done practicing that game, I am not looking forward to it. I am not at all looking forward to it. It's just, it's not a bad game, but it's boring. Oh my gosh, it is so boring. Yeah, it's bad. My friend loves that game, but like, yeah, because I'm not even telling you about it, because my friend, you don't know my friend, so it's like, yeah, I can say what I want to about that, but he loves it. I can't stand it. It's so dumb. Like, I don't know, the gameplay for it's fun, but like the story is so bad. Somehow I got him there. Okay, and he even hit me.